Hi, everybody. Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. Trying not to burn myself to the 3rd degree. How are ya? Welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. Welcome to my sewing room. I'm Angela. We're in it. We're doing it today. We had a little... I never have any issue like going live. Really. It just does it. And today, I do it like 3 times. Oh. Hi, Madeline. Hello. Okay, I didn't get anything else done on this jelly roll jam last night. It started, if you watched yesterday's video, we're doing it. We are doing it. We are. Jelly roll jam by Fat Quarter Shop. Heavens, I was thirsty. And I started it yesterday. So we got through the first stack. And then I had to go back and watch her video a bit. Because the way she puts together the final product, I don't think I'm going to be quite that organized. She was very particular, I think ours is going to be a little more random. Love your fabrics. Hi, Kim. Welcome to our Sunday morning live. Not going to... In the name of Pete... Not gonna lie, barely made it myself this morning. Love your fabrics and spur of the moment ideas. We try. I try. They probably feel more spur of the moment than they actually are, because actually they are spur of the moment, because I try and keep it. Let's just have this conversation. Hi, Betsy. There's a lull in the action here in Virginia. Everybody's exhausted. I can imagine. Betsy is one of our OGs, and Betsy is in Virginia because her grandson's graduating from college. And so our whole family went from North Dakota to Virginia to do a whole thing. And so that's where Betsy's at. Now, back to the spur of the moment thing. Graduated high school. High school, not college, high school. Here's the thing. I try and make my sewing, this channel, kind of like how your sewing life is. And I think that that's kind of the people that we are attracting, which I like. This is not a tutorial channel. There's lots of tutorial channels. This is just a channel, like if you were going to your girlfriend's house and she happened to sew or quilt or crochet or knit or, I don't know, collect stamps. And you were just going to sit across her counter and chat with her while she did her thing. Or you were both going to do it. That's what this channel is. So every once in a while, you might learn something. Learn is a big word. But most of the time, it's just us hanging out. You can either sew what I'm sewing, which is fantastic, or read what I'm reading, or crochet what I'm crocheting, or do your own thing, and just come by every day for a few minutes and chat. And if you know other people that are into the same vibe, share the channel, share a video. Somebody did that not long ago, and we had a whole bunch of new people that came by just because, somebody had shared the channel out. Okay, I pretty much sew what I like when I like. It's a hobby to be fun, not a job. And that's right? It's a hobby. We do this for fun. It's for fun. Unless it's your job. Maybe it's not fun. Okay, somebody asked me this morning. I'm telling you, I wasn't really paying attention to the clock. And I got kind of tidying up on stuff. And then I was like, oh my God. I gotta go. Okay. I mentioned, and a couple people, I know Betsy, a couple people have read, I don't know if it's Tana French or Tanya French. We're going to say Tana French. Tana? I'll Google it and do the audio thing where it tells you how you're supposed to say it at some day. Anyway, so she's written a bunch of books, and she's written kind of a small series within her books. And so far there's 2. And the first one was called The Searcher, and the second one was called The Hunter. Tana. I think you're right. I'm going to go with Tana. Tana French. Tana French. So these 2 books in the series, which are the only 2 of hers that I've read so far, one is called The Searcher. One is called The Hunter. The first one was The Searcher. The second one is The Hunter. The Hunter just came out last year. Fantastic. Get them. Read them. If you like a mystery, a thriller, that's what I love. That's my main genre, right? I also mix in the occasional, like Elin Hildebrand. Yeah. Or some kind of epic stuff like The Covenant of Water. I read that. But I like a good mystery, a good thriller, a good psychological thriller. I don't do like Stephen King type stuff where there's like monsters and it's really like scary stuff. I don't do that. I'm more the bury a body in your backyard type thing. That's my vibe. Dubrovka. I hope I said that right. Hello from Canada. Hello. Anyway, so somebody was asking me who wrote The Hunter, the book that I was talking about. It's Tana French. It's the second one. You don't really have to read them in order, but it gives you a little more depth on the characters. If you read The Searcher first, then The Hunter. They are fantastic. They're set in Ireland. They were great reads. The kind of books that kind of suck you in. And yesterday I finished it we were having lunch on the porch, and Steve was watching golf and I was finishing my book. And it was the kind of thing where I found myself like the last 10 pages, like slowing down my reading because I wanted the book to last. And so anyway, so that one's over, and I'll read another book of hers. I have another one here, Into the Woods. We'll read next after this book. I'm a big reader. Right now I'm reading Kristen Hanna, The Four Winds. I'm reading the first of the Inspector Lynley series by Elizabeth George. I've never read Elizabeth George, so let's just put her on the list right now. I love book recommendations, and I usually either save them into my Amazon cart or in Kindle or on Libby or screenshot them. If I lived to be 306, I couldn't finish all of the books that I want to read, and then I keep adding to the list. I love to read. Don't get me started on reading. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started on the travesty in the United States and most countries probably in the world. I'm sure a lot of countries deal with this. But we don't read anymore. We don't encourage children young enough, long enough to pick up a book, not an electronic book. Nothing against electronic books if you like Kindles and that kind of thing, but we've got to start earlier to get and keep kids in reading. And so I'm a big supporter of like library programs and literacy programs and anything that we can do to get kids to read younger and read more and read ahead of where they should be, because it's a lifelong love affair. That's how I feel about reading. It's a lifelong ability to take you wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go. Okay. Sorry. That was my, hang on a second while I get down off my soapbox. So Kristen Hanna, this is the third or fourth book I've read by her. I think the third. Might be the fourth. Betsy Boyle, loved The Four Winds. Yeah, I'm not far. I only got 20 pages into it last night before I fell asleep. In fact, this is very common. I end up in bed like this, and then I'm sleeping, and I'm still holding the book. So Steve has lots of pictures of me in bed, literally sleeping. He's like, you've been reading that same page for 45 minutes. Anyway, Kristen Hanna wrote The Women. If you haven't read The Women, fantastic book. If you haven't read The Nightingale, I think it's a hard call, but I think that The Nightingale was get a box of tissues. Fantastic. Suck you in, can't put it down. Get the paperback so you can stick it in your purse and take it with you everywhere you go. Anyway, reading The Four Winds. Excited about that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Elizabeth George. I have to write that down. Hold on. I love light mysteries too. I love stuff that's not super gory and, lots of... I don't like to be scared. I like to be intrigued, but I don't like to be scared. So, sorry. I like Patterson. James Patterson. I read a lot of his stuff. Just because it's not super, super deep. It's relatively light. Not funny light, but, quick read. Palette cleanser. I like the women's detective series, women's murder series that he writes with another woman whose name I can't remember. Richard Osmond. Oh my God, if you haven't read Richard Osmond's books, they're so funny. Hello, Prep Fraternity. Alex. No. Not Alex. That's Crafting with MS. Hello. Alex Cross with us. I haven't read Alex Cross. Jennifer. I'm going to make myself a note. Hello, Jennifer. I'm so glad you're here. I'd give you stars or hearts or stuff, but I don't know how to do that. Okay. Let's get sewing while we're chatting. So I'm doing the oh, she wants them down. Should I do those down? Okay, down. Okay, so we did the first strip step. I'm gonna try and get this thing done. And then we're just working in the yard today. We're just gonna stay home. We debated if we wanted to go out, and we decided we didn't. Yeah. Just don't feel it today. And the weather is fantastic. Okay, Angela. It's cooled off a bit here. It's a little bit cloudy. We'll probably get some showers or something later. But yeah. It's just lovely today. It's like in the 80s. It's not so blasted hot. Yesterday wasn't bad either. I'm not ironing this right. Do you ever start ironing something and you're like, I'm just not... I'm not doing this. I'm just not feeling it at the moment. And I'm ironing it the wrong way. I'm ironing it upside down. Because I'm trying to I wanted to get this finished for you guys today. But you know what? It might not happen. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Okay. Oh. Can you hold up your fabric? Okay. Let me go back. Hang on one second. Alex Cross the best. I have to start Alex Cross, but I haven't started him yet. Okay. Betsy said, hello to everybody. How sweet. I will be listening while I work in the garden. Oh, yes. I'll talk about our garden. Is it 140 degrees in Florida? No, today it's going to be like 85. Fantastic. Fantastic. Can you hold up your fabric so I can see some of it? It looks very pretty. Yes, this is Totally Tulips by Benertex. Totally Tulips. And this is part of the roll. I have a jelly roll. It's tulips. Uh-oh. Just put my ruler under my AccuQuilt instead of the cutting mat. Oh. Oh, Madeline. I know. I'm feeling like I should be extra careful today. I don't know. Just one of those. You know how you can. I feel like I should be super careful today. You see it? Yeah. Okay, if I go this way, will that work? No. Now the butterflies are upside down. Okay, so which one would you redo? The butterflies? Leave it like this and move and turn the butterflies around? No, I didn't mean can you see the fabric? I meant can you see the mistake? That's what I meant. But Betsy, you're sweet. Yeah, because see these tulips in the center, which is like my favorite part of the print. I think it's very pretty. And then the tulips at the bottom. The tulips at the bottom I could probably get away with. But the butterflies are right now upside down. If I turn it the other way so that the butterflies are right side up, now the tulips in the middle are upside down. So what would you do? I'd probably just change the butterflies. I'm not unsewing this whole thing. No. So you tell me what you think I should do on that one, and we'll just start sewing the third strip set. I talked about it on a video a few weeks ago. Okay, so let's make sure we don't 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm short. This is where I was short one. Okay, we'll do one of these purple ones in there. Aren't the blocks going to be turned every which way? I'm not sure I'd change it. You know what? They are. In fact, they're going to get flipped like upside down. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Thanks, guys. I just can't. I can't undo anything today. Okay, so let's just, I guess it doesn't, I guess let's not spend a whole lot of time laying this thing out either, because in the video for the Jelly Roll Jam, I'm going to tilt you down here so you can see the machine because I'm going to start sewing. In the video for the Jelly Roll Jam, she's very, okay, she separates the three things, and then the first thing that she does when she starts sewing them together is she just to make sure that she gets the, 2 strip sets nested. So I get that. But then after that, she loses me a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more randomness. It's going to be a little bit more almost scrappy. Because that's why. Because I said so. That's why. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Let's get this out of here. This. And this. And this. Okay. Just had an idea. Hang on a second. So yeah, I do like this fabric. For the Jelly Roll Jam, her Jelly Roll Jam, which is just a 36 by 36. If you wanted to do it bigger, you could do the 7. You could do a full size, which would be obviously 72 by 72, or actually a little bit, an inch or two bigger than that, and use the whole Jelly Roll. But for the small size, she just uses 18 strips. But you could use, obviously just do the whole strip set, and you could make a much bigger quilt. This is the purple side. So in this Jelly Roll, there's 2 colorways, a purple one and then the pink, kind of the pink version. See, it's very pretty. The purple side is purple and green color tones, and then the pink is pink and grays, which I think is also really pretty. Okay. I'm trying to create and keep a little bit of order in this room today. Just trying, because I might slip back in a little bit later and do some more sewing. But after this, Steve got the, we have Star Jasmine. We planted some Star Jasmine. I've told you the whole Star Jasmine story. I won't bore you with it again. And we had to redo the trellises. So last night we moved the Star Jasmine from one trellis to the other, which actually wasn't too bad, but I've got some really long pieces that I want to go and tie up. So I'm going to finish that. And then, I don't know, he's moving some dirt, so I'm going to go and help him in the yard. Who puts around in the yard? Chit chat. And then, I don't know. I've got a bunch of ironing and laundry and stuff to do, and so I would like to get most of that done, because I would like to start the week with most of that done. Okay. This was getting... Okay, so now this second one is done, and we'll cut that in just a second. Now, let's get this third one sewn. Hello, Alex. 36 makes a nice table topper or a baby quilt. Yes, I agree. And I was kind of thinking I could put this on my table. I think it's pretty. It's time to redo the table anyway, the tabletop. Hello, Alex. Yes, I got your email. Steve sent your email over he just forwarded it to me. So I got your email, and I will get back to you later today. And yes, that's absolutely something I'd like to do. So we'll chat. We shall chat. All right, let's get sewing. So what are you guys sewing? Or are you sewing? Or are you just sitting and watching my antics? What are you working on? Right now, Madeline is trying to bring her blood pressure back down after breaking her ruler under her AccuQuilt. I am... every time we were last year when we went to Daytona. What? Daytona. I think Daytona. Quilt show for AQS. Every time I went by trying to figure out what the Aggie quilt was or what she was talking about, the booth was just overrun by people. So I haven't actually met anybody that's had it, and I've never heard people talk about having it. But I haven't actually seen I don't understand what it is or what it does. So I'm gonna have to Google it. In large part because lots of people swear by it. Okay. For a Scrabble quilt. Madeline's foreign laundry. It's pretty safe. No kidding, right? I know. Just fold. Don't even iron. It's probably not safe to iron. Getting stuff ready for a Scrabble quilt. Like actual Scrabble quilt? Or is that a quilt type that I just am in the dark about? I'm going to try. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I think it will. And iron this. I mean, press it. I would say iron. And press it while before I put the next one on, because it's a pain in the patootie doing it as the whole strip set. I'm not liking that at all. Press them to the wrong side, but they're down, so that's what counts. And we're doing Barbara on our Wednesday Zoom. Maybe you could tell a little about what you use your Aqua quilt for. I've been curious about them too. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, definitely. All right. Better. Okay, this is better. This is going to be better. All right. Now, we're going to go this way. Like this. I'll also say this. I needed a couple of days where it wasn't, I like the heat. I've always been a summer water baby. I don't like the cold. I think we've exhausted that topic about me and the cold. Oh yes. Madeline. Strips, squares, and triangles. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do a little looking into that. I like to be warm. No vitamin D deficiency here. However, even I, after a few days, needs a little break. A break down to like 85, 80, 85. That's where you can go outside and do a little gardening, do a little putzing around. Like yesterday afternoon, I was washing down and sweeping off the driveway and doing some of that stuff and watering some stuff out front. And it was just so lovely. It was the kind of lovely that you could just do it for hours. Hours and hours and hours, and just, I loved it. It was great. And today the weather is almost the same. So, going back to the beginning of today's live, and the comment about spur of the moment projects. I love being in here. Getting things ready for a new little storage unit, $10 a month. I live in, and I don't know if this is like, if it's like this for all of Florida or if it's just my little corner of Florida, but in my little corner of Florida. All right, hold on. Down. Yeah. Okay. In my little corner of Florida, we are quite possibly the storage unit capital of the world. We have, and it's finally, I mean, maybe it's not finally, or maybe I'm just recognizing it. People are starting to complain that the city council needs to stop approving these storage facilities. We have enough storage facilities in town. We have more storage facilities in town than we do gas stations. Gas stations and grocery stores combined, we have more storage facilities. I don't know, and none of them are, like, they're expensive. You know, even for something, I mean, a 5x5, I don't know what you're going to put in much. You're not going to put much in a 5x5 unless you're trying to store stuff, like, temporarily or just, like, your Christmas stuff. But the bigger ones, you know, it's $100 plus per month. Where is everybody getting all this stuff? Purge a little bit. Holy cow. But I will say this, at $10 a month, as long as it didn't go up too high afterwards, I'd be in for $10 a month. You know, just the stuff that my house doesn't have very good storage overall. Let me zoom this off a little bit there. So yeah, the only problem is, again, I mean, I guess I would probably just put in our garage. We'd love to have a bigger garage, so I guess I would probably put a lot of the stuff that's in the garage that we can't put in the attic because it's too heavy. I would do that. All my Christmas stuff, all the bins, done. Go to storage. I don't need to stare at you all year. Okay. Yesterday I put a few pedal squares. Couldn't help myself. I know. So Madeline said, yesterday I put 2 pedal squares together. Couldn't help myself. Colors are a bit unusual, but it's my mantra of the year is to use what I have. Posted pictures. So go to the Facebook page. Please go to the Facebook page. Like the Facebook page. If you are, whatever you're working on, if it's great, if it's not great, if you finished a napkin, post it up there so we can encourage you and celebrate you. But back to Madeline's point. Madeline, my number one goal for this year is not to buy new fabric. I want to use what I have. I have so much beautiful stuff, and it ends up in a bin. And then literally I go through the bin and I'm like, I don't even remember buying this. And it's fantastic. This one, this jelly roll. I'm so excited today. This jelly roll was sitting in this bin of fabric that I have behind me that you can't see right this second. And it was sitting on the bin where it was looking right at me for months. And I didn't even remember what was in it. I didn't even remember what the fabric was, what the colors were, until I pulled it out yesterday and I was like, oh my God, it's tulips. It's actual flowers. It's so pretty. So other than backing fabric, because I don't have anything really that I have enough of to back a quilt, unless it's like placement. Because conquering the quilting world 1 yard at a time. That's the only thing I really want to buy this year. I want to use what I have. Okay, this one. Now, 1 yard. 1 yard. It's going to be scrappy backs for this year. Okay, thanks, Matt. I hope it turns out the way I wanted to. I'll be making videos about it. Oh, cool. All the things, sewing machines, quilt frames, kitchen items, carpet shampooer. Oh, yeah. Quilting books only for 1 year just to help me organize. I agree. That's the problem. Is sometimes, like, you guys have heard of the Marie Kondo method? You know, where you put it all, you pull it all out, all of it. And then you have to go through each item. But I can't do... I can't. I start to do it in my closet, and then it's time to make dinner, or it's time to do something, or go to work, or whatever. And then then I have to come back and face that. And I can't go to bed at night if I have that huge kind of a mess. So the cycle and the saga continues. All right. All right, here's the good news. This is not going to be a 2-part series, but it'll be a 3-part series. So today, I'm going to finish getting this one sewn, and then we're going to cut them, and that's all we're going to get to today. Why? Because I'm going to go outside today. I'm going to go outside and spend some time with my husband. I don't know, Minnie. I need a walker. We didn't have time for a walk before I have to start this. Okay, let me see. My room will thank me. It has to be done. I agree. The petals pattern, but I haven't decided on fabric yet. Okay, yesterday, when Madeline said she couldn't help herself, yesterday, it took everything in me. Had I not found this pattern in my drawer, I had printed it like last year. If I hadn't found this pattern, I was so close to like, I just really want to start something on that petals quilt. But I'm not. I'm not starting it until I finish the butterflies. So we'll probably start on my end. I will probably start my petals quilt. Next weekend. That's my goal. The butterflies quilt may not be backed and quilted, but it will be the top will be done. Yeah, we gotta finish that this week, even if it's not in the video. Although it probably will be a little bit of videos. Me just randomly sewing butterflies. Yeah, this is much easier. I don't know why I was fighting with it before so much. Okay. Now, 2 more. You need to get a 3-yard quilt book. I mean, many of them. Most are quick and easy to do. Oh. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I think I will look for something like that. Okay. Get this puppy on here. My problem, and I'm glad I didn't succumb to starting the petals quilt, is I haven't really gone through my fabrics enough to figure out what fabric I'm gonna use. So I've got to go through my stuff today. Let's be honest, it's probably not gonna happen today. Oh yes, give us a thumbs up or a heart. I love to see the little hearts floating. We need sewing machines. We need little sewing machines that you can send floating up. Okay. There's the hearts. Thanks, guys. All right, let's see. Last one's going on. What is the pattern called for the petals quilt? The pattern is called, hold on. Vintage Daisy. Oh, thank you. Vintage Daisy. Missouri Star. We are going to get our little channel to go viral on these quilts. This daisy thing. The flowers, the petals. Just fantastic. Okay, now we want this to end up like this. So we're going to sew it like this. Okay. Last one. Then we're going to cut this mini. I'm so glad that Betsy made the comment about the 36-inch because I was kind of thinking wall hanging, but I don't really wall hanging. But it would be really pretty on my table, and I need something on my table. I need something different, new on my table. So I think what we're going to do is that's where we're going to put this. Once it's finished tomorrow's going to be part 3. So it's a 3-part series. Tutorial, 3-part tutorial. It's just 3 parts of me sewing this quilt. So tomorrow we'll put the rows together. Today we'll get it cut. We'll get all the pieces cut. And okay, here's the other thing. But again, if you're super new and you're not necessarily if you're a total beginner to sewing, and you're not comfortable with your hands on the sewing machine, I think, or like she pinned every single seam connection where the seams nested on these when she was sewing the blocks together. She pinned every single seam. which I think is a good idea, but I'm not that patient. Oh, Betsy. It is weird sometimes on Missouri Stars website. I've done that too, where I'm like, I know that I downloaded a couple of patterns and then I can't find them. You gotta play around a little bit with like your order history or something like that, or your downloads. I don't remember, but it's in there somewhere. If you're on Missouri Stars, if you mean you downloaded them like to your computer or your phone or your iPad or something like that, I cannot help you. I can't. I solve technology problems by just yelling at my computer until Steve comes in and fixes it. And Steve can't help you with your downloads because he's busy helping me with mine. Okay. Yeah. No, wrong way. Wait. Oh, there. It's not really a mat friendly sewing. I mean, pressing. It's really ironing board. Slightly bigger space, but my ironing board right now has clothes on it. They need to be done today, so she was not available for this project. Okay. Okay. All right, let's cut these babies up. And then found it. I sew them on the machine. Ha! That's a fantastic idea. Madeline? Now that, sister, is a good idea. Okay. Book out of the way. You should be 12.5 inches. My last one, or maybe a little bit more. Mine's a little bit more. I opened these seams up pretty good. But you should be 12.5 inches. This is only a smidge more, but we'll square them all up. Okay, let's get the salvage off. Whoops. And you're going to do these 6.5. And shout out to Fat Quarter Shop. She has good stuff. Good patterns, good tutorials. She's very precise, which I like. I wish I were more. 6.5. 6.5. But great. I've done a lot of her patterns. It's great. Some I bought. In fact, my Christmas tree. I don't know why I'm having pushed over there. My Christmas trees. This is the first one I did, and then the second one we did one at Christmas time. We'll do another one this year. My Christmas trees are from, the pattern is from Fat Quarter Shop. Just got good patterns. I haven't done any of her fabric stuff. So if you've done some of her fabric stuff, let me know. And what did you think? Like her, I would do one of her jelly roll clubs, but again, I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any more fabric clubs or fat quarter clubs or jelly roll clubs or jolly bar club. I'm not doing any of those until I use up more of what I have. And you want to end up with 6. So 6 strip sets, 6 pieces, 6 subcuts. Angela. 6.5 by 12.5. And why did that go off a little bit? Let's fix that real quick. You can hear the tractor. Let's see. Out there mowing, moving stuff. 6.5. Okay. Last cuts here. And then you do end up with a pretty good sized piece that I think you could use for, I don't know. You could use it for a border on something, maybe. Because that's the last of what you end up with. I don't know, what could you use that for? You're not going to have a whole lot of them. You only have 3. Maybe a coffee rug. Just saying. Who wouldn't want to stumble to their coffee pot in the morning and look at beautiful tulips? I'm just saying. 6.5. Okay, that one's done. Last one's going on, and then we're done. I did the Jolly Box. I made that Christmas tree too. Yeah. Yeah, Betsy. The Christmas tree was fantastic. I really enjoyed that project. I enjoyed the pattern. Yeah, it was good. I know, probably too much steam. My seams are off a little bit. Okay, let's get rid of the salvage. All right. I did the Jolly Box Club. Yeah, I've been curious about the Jolly Box Club for a while. I think the value of the items was good, but I was getting fabrics I didn't really like. Pretty, but not really my taste. Okay, so I did, and you guys have seen a lot of the fabrics because I've used them in other things. I did Annie's Craft. I don't remember what the channel is called. Annie's Crafts, something like that. And I did her Fat Quarter Club. And the reason I did her Fat Quarter Club at the time was because it was within the budget that I wanted to spend on a club. And I've mentioned this before. I never really buy fat quarters. I've learned to fall in love with them because they're so versatile. But to that point, I hadn't really bought many fat quarters. And I thought, oh, it was a good way to get some projects going. Like forced projects, other than just big quilts, big quilts, big quilts, big quilts, and where I was getting bored. So I did her Fat Quarter Club. And the reason that I stopped her Fat Quarter Club, Betsy, was I started getting like, I didn't really care for the fabric. And some of her projects, in fact, I was going to do one yesterday, but I was like, there's no way I can do that in like a half hour or 40 minutes. It was just some of the projects, they're not overly complicated. I mean, they're like advanced beginner type thing, or intermediate beginner, or even beginner. But hang on one second. I found you. I knew something was wrong with this thing. I missed a stitch there. Okay. But I didn't. But I did. How in the world did I do that? Okay, let's just put that at the end. Okay. But I started getting a lot of patterns for like bags, bag after bag after bag, little like clutch bag or makeup bag, or and some of the stuff was getting a little bit more, which I see now was kind of short-sighted or silly, because ultimately right now that's really what I'm trying to do more of, is little projects like that. Quick, fun, it kind of tests some of my skills. But some of the fabrics, I was like, I've used some of them now in other things just to kind of use them, because it was a good way to use the fabrics up. But yeah. So I will, oh, okay. Before we go, 2 minutes left. Before we go, have you guys done Jenny's Christmas box from Missouri Star? Was it worth it? Did you love it? Would you never be without it? Or was it, I've never done it. And every year I manage to somehow miss it. 3, 4, 5. But I would like to do her Christmas box. So I'm just curious, because I've heard all kinds of, I know the price. I know. There's a lot of them. That's the other thing, is that I find myself right now, like every time you turn around, somebody has a box. There's somebody else that's in my feed right now that is pushing a box, a monthly box. And my problem is, which I try to be aware of, which is why I try to do sometimes these little spur of the moment, quickie little projects, is everybody's got other big projects going on too. And you've got big projects, and then you've got all these boxes showing up. I know. The dilemma. Quilter's life. I promise, for those of you screaming at your computers right now, I'll change the knife. I'll change the blade this week. From the hat I see on YouTube, they're showing the insides. The stuff looks really nice. For this year's box. Well, that's cool. I will have to look at it. And I try not to, listen, something you guys should know about me. I'm pretty mouthy. It's shocking. But my feeling for the most part on social media is I don't tend to unsubscribe, unfollow, get into like massive arguments with people about their content or something I didn't like on their page or whatever. I'm a scroll on person. That's if it didn't fit me, I scroll on. The boxes, though, are a different scenario because you really want reviews and feedback to figure out if it's something that you want to spend your money on. Some people, I saw some reviews, and the reason I bring up the scroll on thing is because some of them I was like, okay, I'm scrolling on. That's not a valid point. Some people had gotten mad because of things that were outside of anybody's control that Missouri Star had really, really tried to fix on last year's box. And some people just got petty, in my opinion. That's my opinion. They got, like, I don't know what they were looking for. I don't know what their end game was. Like, they just kept digging on and digging on and digging on something that Missouri Star had given them options on how to fix it or what they wanted to do. We'll do what you want to do. But it just, like some people, it doesn't matter what you do. If you come to their home and make their quilt for them, they're not going to be happy. So some of the little, but one thing, and I bring that up to say this: some people I've heard, like some of the items there, it wasn't quite worth the value for what you paid for the box overall. Some things, like there were a couple of items that just, like, the box would have been worth it if you just got that one item. So from actual Greenland, I agree, Alex. You're never going to make everybody happy. So you can get close, right? Katie from South. I live in the country of Greenland. That's amazing. You get people from all over the place. Wow. All right, ladies and gents. I'm gonna kind of start to put. So here's what you do. Because tomorrow we're just gonna put this. We're gonna sew this bad boy up. So what she says is Quagertog, Greenland. That's cool. What she does is she takes three, like her top three from the first three from one stack. Like we'll call this stack A. We'll call this one here stack B. So she takes, no, I don't want to do that because that is better. So we'll call this stack B. Then she takes one from stack B, inverts it, so the seams nest when you sew it, and then this will end up being one block. But that's not going to work because now I got purples in the middle. That was smart, Angela. Way to go. Oh, really? Good job. And again, we're not going to overthink this. I promise. So this would be like this. Do we like that? Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so there's one. And here's one. Right? Inverted. There we go. And then here's one. And then she takes, here's one. Yeah. So that's going to be a set. 1, 2, 3. Then she takes, okay, so that's going to be 1 row, I think. Then she takes like 3 from here, okay? 3 from set C, we'll call it, right? Top 3 from that one. And then she takes the rest of stack A, we'll say. Yeah. Yes. From the Grinch. Gotta go. We fly on Tuesday. See you Wednesday. Bye, Betsy. Yes, no, yes, no, no, yes. All right, let's see how this looks. Good. It's good to me. Two and 3. Okay, so I'm going to probably shut down in here for just for a little bit, and I'll probably wander back in tonight and sew these together so that I can tomorrow sew the rows together and then be done. She cut something else. Oh, geez. I got to go back and watch her video again. Holy moly. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Go outside. Go outside for 5 minutes or 55 minutes or 5 hours. But go outside today a little bit and get some fresh air. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday and a great start to your week. I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share the channel out. If you know somebody that likes to swing by and sit and chat for a little bit, or go clean the leaves out of your shed. Thanks to everybody from Canada and Greenland and all over the United States for coming by today. I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of the day and a great start to the week. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, only a 1/4 inch seam. Love you guys. Bye.